Hello, my name is Mike W. Boston Sr., Senior Pastor Teacher of Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church in Pearland, Texas. Yeah, I'm often asked about, prosperity gospel, and I know people think that I target them or I sweep with a broad brush when I talk about prosperity gospel because there are some who probably teach theologically, socially sound, if you will, sermons. And it seems as when I speak of prosperity gospel, I'm kind of wiping out or speaking against those who may incorporate some truth in their theology or in their sermons. However, as it relates to prosperity gospel, I've been saying for years, false prophets are always out for self-profit. And eventually you come to understand it. My question and my challenge, because people who've been challenging me for 20 plus years, over 30 years now, of kind of speaking against that, what are we going to do now? Because people have been proclaiming and, saying that someone's season is coming. And right now, look like all of our season has ended in some perspective or some respect. How do we prosper on the other side of this pandemic? How do we how do we name it and claim it on the other side of this pandemic? And so I believe, as it relates to prosperity theology and the gospel of prosperity, as they call it, you find nowhere in the Bible where those promises are made. People will go in and say what they feel or what they think or what God has told them. I'm of this persuasion. I'm going to point to the truth in the Bible. I'm going to show you that God said it because I'm going to pull it from the Bible, because the truth of the matter is anything I say doesn't even merit being heard. As a messenger, as a heralder, as a gospel preacher, my responsibility is only to say what God has said, nothing more, nothing less, and certainly nothing else. And prosperity gospel is something else. Jesus says 3 times in the gospel, it's harder for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Of course, we know that application. Jesus also says, the poor you will have with you always. If we are to be imitators of Christ in all aspects, even though he was rich as relates to heavens, while he was on earth, we don't see that prosperity or success monetarily. So prosperity gospel is self-promoted, is self-inflicting from selfish false teachers who are out for self-profit. The Bible does not teach that all will prosper. And you've never went to a place and hear a false prophet say, you will prosper and you won't prosper. They always say that everybody's going to prosper. And that's totally, directly in opposition to what Jesus teaches.